Yeah, exactly, bro. Me and him on the same page. Exactly. Just start dating. Y'all like each other. How's it going, Fish fam? Welcome back to a brand new video. If this is your first time checking out the channel, what's up? My name is Gabe. You can also find me at SpartnFish pretty much everywhere on the internet. Just took a quick break in between the last Frieren video and this one. I know it sounds kind of stupid to say that I had to take a break, but like my voice gets sore. I watch a lot of anime. Sometimes you need to take 5, you know? Just give the old voice box a little bit of a break before... you guys see me when you see these videos, right? I get active. Last episode, I was talking about how, you know, we tend to have like 2 different types of Frieren episodes. One where it's either, you know, making you happy or kind of making you a little bit sad. I feel like last episode we got a little bit of both. Frieren has quickly become like almost a comfort type show for me, where, you know, I didn't think initially when I first started watching it that was going to be the case. I definitely understood in that first couple of episodes why people said that Frieren was such an emotionally driven show. It didn't really get me the way I've seen it get a lot of people on their first watching. To a certain extent, it just kind of caught me a little bit off guard. Like, I wasn't expecting there to be that sort of, like, gut punch right off the jump, you know? Like, I feel like a lot of times in anime, it kind of takes a little while, it builds toward it, and I feel like that's sort of the whole point of Frieren, is that it's like, no, we're already there. She's been going through this for thousands of years. We just time skipped 80 years. This is, you know, why she feels so emotionally detached. This is why she's going through so many problems. I have like the SD card reader for my camera plugged into my computer. This little bonehead was laying upside down, smacking it around. Yeah, I don't know. For me, I just wasn't able to get as emotionally invested in those early episodes than I feel like a lot of people did, you know, when I've seen their sort of first initial reactions to Frieren. Overtly relatable to my own personal life experience, you know? And I feel like the more I watch shows like Frieren that are sort of outside of my normal anime viewing experience, the more I've gotten to have those sorts of reactions, you know? Because a lot of what I watch here on the channel is like shonen type stuff, but, you know, I watch more things in my free time than what I'm able to record here for the channel because, you know, I don't have an endless supply of time, and believe it or not, recording anime does take some degree of effort. It may not seem like it, maybe some people think I'm like hamming it up or I'm not like picking up on everything, but recording these episodes I feel like has made me a lot more attentive, a lot more engaged when I'm watching certain shows. I don't know, I feel like Frieren overall is one of those shows that's just had a net positive impact on me. Vinland Saga is definitely one of them. I think Buddy Daddies for sure is also one of those shows that's been like a net positive for my mental health. Bottom tier character Tomazaki, if you haven't watched that, bro, bottom tier character Tomazaki could cure incels. That's such a good show. That's such a good show, man. Let's just go ahead and get into some more Frieren. I really hope they travel with him, because like I said, like they go through random little side quests all the time, and this one seems like so important to someone who is important to them. Yeah, I gotta check out the new intro on stream. We're gonna save that. Bro, she's about to collapse. The hell? Oh, she's cold. Okay, I was about to say she's about to pass out from carrying a bag of fruit. The little moments of just bonding. Incoming serious blizzard. Yeah. Fire. Okay. So we have a month to figure out what we're gonna do. And I really hope that we go to tour. We love shady magic shops. Those are the best ones. But if it was a shady old man the last time you were here, is it really still a shady old man, or is she saying that it's that way now? Yeah, true. Man, I really hope they don't split up. Damn, it's just like when they were hanging out with Kraft. This is just like when they were hanging out with Kraft. Oh, it is still shady old man. Okay. Damn, he's just realizing. We need to hang out and vibe. Okay. Cause she is a child, bro. She doesn't know what to do. Frieren is a child. She doesn't know how to mediate confrontation. Look at Frieren, just looks defeated. Yeah. Cold hands. Yeah, bro. You gotta be in a relationship to start putting hands on her. Or real close to in a relationship. There it is. Yeah. Just be honest. Be like, listen, I like you. I want you. I'm gonna have you. We can do this the easy way or the hard way. The choice is yours. Don't hit the full line. Just say I like you. Ah. Alright. Yeah, exactly, bro! Me and him on the same page. Exactly. Just start dating. Y'all like each other. I'm sick of this. Y'all even danced with each other. Yeah. They're both kids in different, like, Frieren off age sees Sein as a kid. Sein off, like, emotional development sees Frieren as a kid. Yeah. I mean, I think she really regrets not taking more advantage of those opportunities when she had the chance. So Kraft is a monk now, but he used to be like a sword-wielding warrior. I wonder if he was just like, yeah, it's boring using a sword. Now I just throw hands. Using a sword, too easy. Gotta throw hands. Yeah. So are we all going? We're all going, aren't we? We're not all going? That's crazy. Y'all gonna regret that. That doesn't mean anything, bro. He's doing this because he misses his friend. You don't think he's gonna miss all of his friends still? That's what? What? Bro, that's so depressing. We're really splitting up just like that? Just, alright, bye, see you later. Damn, are they sick? Are we cut? We don't have our priest anymore. Huh? 12 more hours? Doesn't give a shit. I'm fucking weak, dude. Come on.
ザインが残してくれた薬草について書かれた手記だよ。
ザインが。
魔法で病気の判別をすれば対応する薬草がわかる。
でも病気の判別って女神様の魔法だろ？確か聖典の所持者。
Said, yeah, I can do it. I'm just not good at doing it. She said, yeah, I use it as a plate. Damn. They animated the fuck out of milking that cow. Come on. Okay, but you are, listen, you are a kid to her. You're always gonna be a little, Frieren's little baby. Got a few years on her. Bro, I still can't believe we are just blazing by the fact that we are, no more Sein. No more Sein. We are just blazing by that. He's with our party, now he's not.
私はどうすればよかったんだろうね。
だったらもうやりたいようにやるしかないんじゃないか？少なくとも師匠はそうしていたぜ。
Bro, they need that more than physical support. People need emotional support more than they need anything else.
悪い気分ではないだろ？
そうだね。悪くないかも。
Okay, bro. Alright, bro. Alright, bro. I don't know if I go that far.
お礼にシュタルクが風邪をひいたときは私が手を握ってあげるね。
やだよ。恥ずかしい。
よし。
Yeah. Literally the exact conversation they just had. He's like, no, 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 don't do that. Bro, what the hell? Yeah, Frieren looks like a witch, bro. Damn, that cow got some big ol' udders.
そうかな。
大丈夫だよ。すぐに良くなるから。フリーレン様、私はもう子供では。
That does not matter. Doesn't matter how old you are. Everyone needs emotional support. Everyone gets fucking sad sometimes. Everyone gets sick sometimes. Having someone else help you through that doesn't make you like a little kid, you know? It just makes you a human being. And I know I've already talked about this, but Frieren is just one of those shows where, like, the more lived experiences you've had, the easier it is to get, like, emotionally lost in the show. And I feel like a lot of the, like, emotional experiences they were talking about have a lot to do with, like, having children, you know what I mean? Or not even having, listen, I know we talked a lot about, like, nobody wants to feel like a child, but, like, at the same time, like, I feel like a lot of those experiences, it's just, like, more meaningful in that situation than it would be in any other, right? Like, caring for someone who you're supposed to be protecting, you're supposed to be taking care of. But man, I'm gonna be honest, the second half of the episode, all I was thinking about is the fact that Sein is no longer on the team. Sein is no longer in the party. Like, that was all I was thinking about the whole time we were here, honestly. That's so crazy. I can't believe he's just, like, gone from the party forever now. Like, he's just no longer... I mean, maybe he'll come back at a later date with him and Gorilla. But, I don't know. Frieren just doesn't seem like a show where that's the case. Frieren seems like a show where a major point of the show is just certain people are in our lives and then they leave their impact on us and they're gone. I feel like that's a huge part of the storytelling of Frieren is just, some people are in our lives and they're not in our lives anymore. And obviously, that's a big theme related to like the grief of losing Himmel and that kind of thing, but I think it's the same thing where it doesn't need to be death, right? Like, sometimes it's the same thing as Sein and Gorilla. Sometimes growing up, you have certain friendships that you feel like are gonna last forever, and then you just end up growing apart for whatever reason. You move, you just become different people, and I feel like that's something that Frieren just naturally touches on. It doesn't have to be something as extreme as death for it to still feel like a loss. And I feel like that is sort of a big part of this particular episode of Frieren, and not just this particular episode, but Frieren as a whole is just loss is loss regardless of how it happens, You can still experience a loss even if it's not from the most extreme of circumstances. You can still feel worried about someone even if it's not like a life or death situation. You can still care about someone and want to take care of them even if it isn't something horrific, but you can we all show how we care about people in different ways. And I don't know, I think there's just different themes across each episode that the more I talk about them on camera, I feel like the more I discuss the episodes of Frieren, the more I come to like understand the emotional context behind the show, or like the emotional context behind the episode. Like in this particular instance, what I just said is, we have different ways of caring for people, and just, how that sort of gets shown to them and how it's viewed by other people. We do it in similar ways sometimes, but it can come out differently just depending on the situation. Yeah, I don't know. Let me know what you guys thought of this episode. Let me know what you guys thought about Sein leaving the party. That was it came as a shock to me for sure. The fact that he just left and it was so unceremonious, but given the context of the show, I feel like that's the point. It's not always some big thing. Sometimes people are just in our lives and then they leave. But yeah, let me know what you guys thought of this episode of Frieren, and I'll see you guys on the next one.